Welcome to The Long List, a podcast where we celebrate movies and other pop culture through the storied art of rankings. There are no wrong answers, no bad opinions, and hot takes are always encouraged. I'm Josh Muller, and as always, I'm joined by my brother Jack Muller, and in this episode, we're fixing some movies. What do you think about that, Jack?
Yep, let's do it.
I like it. If you would like to reach out to us, real quick, our email is thelonglistpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Sorry, I interrupted you, Jack.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay. So, yeah, like we said in the intro, we're doing a little bit something different today. Something we discussed in our 2026 wildcard beginning of the year pod. We're aiming to fix some movies. These movies are all movies that we like, sort of, to varying degrees, but all movies that we believe that we would probably love if there were some key changes. Should we give I'll just give the three movies in question, yes? We're fixing three movies today.
We're fixing
all right, the three movies in
today.
question. Yeah. Signs from 2002, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which might not be fixable, from 2008, directed by David Fincher. And last year's 2025, A House of Dynamite, directed by our gal Catherine Bigelow. Potentially also might not be fixable. But we're going to give it the old college try.
Benjamin Button is easily my most, maybe potentially doesn't need to be fixed version.
I think we're going to disagree hard on that. I got a lot of notes. Just throwing that out there.
Honestly, it's not great.
So we're going to fix these movies as best we can. Jack, why did we choose these movies?
Okay, so we chose Signs because we've brought it up before. Our Aunt Dee Dee historically didn't love our take on Signs and was like, how could you not like Signs? And we were like, we'll let you know. We'll do a whole pod on it.
A, B, C, D.
Exactly.
We should probably clarify, at least for me, Signs is the movies I like the most out of these movies.
Wow.
For me, that's because,
hold on.
Yeah,
It's
it's not particularly close.
You're
for me, the
Signs
things that are
above Benjamin Button,
like far and away, many ladder rungs up. Yeah, that's right. For Signs in particular, like a lot of it, I really like. I get what they're trying to do, and then everything around the edges just doesn't work if you ask like two questions. So that's kind of why. And also, I guess we should say we started this off by saying let's fix Signs, and then you're like, well, let's do a couple movies. Let's really wild out with it. And I was like, all right, great.
Right.
So this could be a 30-minute episode, and it could be a 4-hour episode, depending on how
I have no idea what's going to happen.
No, me neither. I have a hard out at 3:15. We're recording this on a Tuesday, so we have to get it in by then. But yeah, Signs is, there's a lot of things. We're going to get into it. I have a section of what we like about the movie, and feel free to add of each one. But Signs is, the things I like, I really like, and the things I don't like, it's like, man, you fumbled big time.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and
I kind of took over that segment, so keep going on why we picked these movies.
So, and then Benjamin Button, I like, and was nominated for 13 Academy Awards, and you don't like it.
Yeah. Well, as we discussed in our last episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago, I don't remember now. The Academy Awards get it wrong, Jack, a lot.
Well, it didn't win a lot of them. It just got a lot of respect, so that's fine.
I guess. I think it got nominated for 11 or 13
and
or
then
whatever.
House of Dynamite was just a catastrophe. And at the start out, 30 minutes in, I was like, "Is this going to be the dopest movie I've ever seen?" And then just wasn't.
Very quickly changed.
Just stopped. Literally
stopped.
It just stops.
Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with.
Quite the opposite of Benjamin Button. Which doesn't stop.
What do you mean?
It just keeps going, which is the worst part of it.
Yeah. It keeps going forever. I feel like I'm in
with
Benjamin Button.
I'm with exactly.
Hang on, that's our second movie. We'll get there.
All right,
we'll get to the specifics. All right. So this is going to be a fun episode. We haven't done this before. We talk about this kind of thing all the time. I don't have too much preamble. We're going to do this in three different sections. Science is the first one. Okay, science. We're dealing with science. Let's start out with the good, first. Jack. What?
Yeah,
you don't want to do science first?
No, I said let's go with science first.
All right, okay. So let's start off with the good, and feel free to add to this list. I have 3 things written down. Really impressive and very cool filmmaking from like a genre suspense point of view. Like the parts that really hit hard, I think.
Yes.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's like a really good thriller throughout.
Yeah.
And
very like Hitchcockian sort of monster movie. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. Was this his film after
Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
I think Unbreakable's in there.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
I thought Unbreakable was before Sixth Sense.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think Sixth Sense was his first movie.
Oh, okay. Well, then Unbreakable is definitely before this one.
I guess we could look it up.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. We don't have that one down.
Yeah. Well, my bad. Movies. Okay, here we go. M. Night Shyamalan was his first movie. It looks like it was an independent film. I can't tell if this is a full-length feature, but Prayer with Anger, then Wide Awake from Miramax. Again, I don't really know anything about those movies. I got to be honest. Then Sixth Sense in '99, Unbreakable 2000, Signs in 2002. So, pretty close together with those first 3. Then The Village, Lady of Water, The Happening, Last Airbender. It kind of falls off the face of the earth after that. There's a couple like sneaky good ones that like,
Yeah, how do you feel about cool. The Village?
Not my favorite. The ending, I was just like, this is stupid. And then, like, when you watch it in bits and pieces on TV, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. Yeah. It's kind of a lot of those, like, where the first time I watch it, a lot of his movies I'm unimpressed, except, like, just because, like, we get to the ending and I'm like, that didn't really land for me. But, like, everything leading up to it, in pretty much all his movies, he knows how to do suspense, big time.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch. So I would say, for the most part, I'm hooked throughout the movie, and then we get to the end, and I'm like, didn't land the plane there, guy. Except for, like, the select few. Did you see Trap, his new one?
Actually, I have not.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Saw it on a plane, and I was like, oh, kind of dig it.
Sick.
But at this point, I've sort of made my peace with the whole M. Night Shyamalan experience. When he really goes for it, I feel like, maybe keep some of those in the chamber. And when he's just doing, like, a fun suspense thriller, it works more often than not, except for some of those endings that I mentioned. But anyway,
right. It's a weird thing to have your whole career based on having a twist ending in your movies.
I feel like he fell in love with that a little bit.
He made it his thing.
Yeah. So my number 2 note of let's start with the good, and this is kind of what we just talked about, totally suspenseful from beginning to end. He does the suspense thing great. And then my 3rd note, really great performances in Signs. The cast is really good. Mel Gibson is great. River Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is always really great and just does a great supporting performance. Little characters outside the main group, but really it's just that family.
Joaquin Phoenix is the best part of this movie, easily, hands down. I mean, like it wouldn't be good. I don't think at all if it wasn't him doing that role.
I don't disagree, but I also, not that I want to like spend a whole bunch of time talking about Mel Gibson.
No. I mean, Mel Gibson's
but he's
good.
really good, and that scene where he's like making everybody eat dinner and he's like crying as he's eating like everybody's dinner is like I was like, damn, that's like really
what
good.
Is happening in this movie? God, they're really going for it.
Yeah, so I mean there are some good things in this movie as we point. Do you have any other notes about what the good is for this movie before we rip it apart?
I said I have down the car scene where they're first hearing the aliens. You know, and they put the monitor on top of the car. Maybe one of the most influential sci-fi scenes of the decade, or of the past 25 years, because we get this clicking sound, which people have seemed to use going forward, but I'm pretty sure it was the first people to do the whole like, you know, like click sound. Most recently, we've heard it in Disclosure Day. They're doing the whole clicking sound
in the trailer. It's a little bit different, but they do that a lot of that in Last of Us too.
Yeah, in Last of Us.
That's zombies. That's not.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's like a very influential like sci-fi scene.
Yeah,
the whole movie I think is pretty underrated, influential. You know, watching it, I'm like, oh, I feel like we got a lot of this over the years. Yeah, in similar ways. I said that it's a pretty good combination of Field of Dreams and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Good call.
So those are my notes.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the things that we might want to change. So I have a big list here, and I have kind of like sub lists from it. Do you want to just run through the main points that we would like to change first, and then we'll kind of break them down?
Sure. I suppose the number one thing that I would fix is the twist ending. Of the water being detrimental to the aliens.
Yeah. I think that's a big one. We should also say that we're probably the main thing we chose. We probably should have said this earlier. The main reason we chose some of these movies, this is what you pointed out too. I want to give you your credit, is that the endings for all three of these movies are really uninspiring, and we want to fix that. That's like the big thing. And then, you know, when we start digging a little further,
there will be spoilers afoot.
Yeah, spoilers afoot on all three of these movies.
Why would aliens come to a planet that is whatever the percentage is, 85% water, when they can't have water?
Right. That's the big thing. And like, you know, I think you can make a case that if you're trying to find resources, a little danger is inherent to that. You know, I think they can. I think you can reasonably say that, like, okay, there is water here, but there's land that we can land on, and sort of make our peace with it. The real question is, why aren't they wearing any clothes? You know, and we talked about this before. The aliens, they're just not wearing any clothes. You would think a protective
aliens never
suit.
wear clothes.
I'm just saying, if you're going to well, sure, but maybe they should. Because if you're going to a planet that rains and has water in it,
aliens wear clothes in movies.
Just throw on a like you got here. I'm sure you can figure out some sort of suit that's waterproof. We figured it out. They're called windbreakers,
right,
or whatever.
Yeah.
So just throw on some clothes.
That's hilarious.
Let's eliminate some of the risk factor.
Why don't aliens wear clothes? I want to like type that into ChatGPT and see what it comes up with. Mel Gibson his character relies way too much on the information that his children are giving him.
Right.
The whole, like, pretty much, because I understand he's like cut off and he's like isolating himself or whatever. I don't even know. But literally everything that he learns about the aliens, he learns from Morgan, which is his, like 10-year-old son.
Right. Like if James was telling me about an alien invasion, I'd be like, okay, that's cool, dude. I'll also try to get a couple other notes.
I'm gonna throw on the news.
Let me just hit a quick Google real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening around the world. I have more notes on that too.
God, a lot of mine are a little more specific.
Or here, okay, I got some general ones. Why don't I jump in then?
Yeah.
This is kind of specific, and we talked about it before. I don't like that the aliens can't open the doors. Like, that's a big plot point.
Okay. 100%. Like, why can these aliens... Okay, there's this whole thing where they're like shutting the windows. They're hauled up in the house at the end. You know, they're like, these aliens are not getting into this house. This is like a 100-year-old house that is wooden and creaky and whatever.
A strong breeze probably blows it down anyway.
In the middle of nowhere. And these strong aliens, they can jump on top of the house and run like
so they clearly
60
have
miles
muscle.
an hour. Yes.
Yeah.
They can't get in.
Can't get in. Even when I feel like there's a scene where, because M. Night Shyamalan puts himself in the movies, there's a scene where he's like, you know, M. Night Shyamalan plays like the neighbor or something, and he's like, yeah, I trapped one in the house. And he's like, what? How'd you trap one in the house? Well, they haven't figured out how to open doors yet.
They don't know how to open doors. Okay, well, on that note.
Interstellar space travel, but the doorknob
on that
clearly
note,
turns.
Homie knows that they don't like water. Right. So, like, M. Night Shyamalan puts himself in this movie. And in the one scene that he's in, he's like, they can't open doors and they don't like water. He spoils his own twist.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how do you know that, dude? And also, like, why are you spoiling your own ending?
Right. Here's another one. So, we're led to believe this is a mass worldwide invasion. We don't know the scale of it. Maybe these are just scouts that are sent down to, like, figure some things out.
Which they do say.
We don't know what they're here for.
They
do say.
They do make a point of that people will send out scouts before.
Yeah. So, it could be that. The only reason this kind of, well, okay, part one of this complaint is, so there's an invasion. It just seems like a smash and grab job. Like they're sending in ground troops with no weapons and no clothes on just to like wreak havoc on some people on a farm.
Aliens don't wear clothes, Josh.
I know
that you cracked that code, and I've literally never thought about that.
But it's just like,
no aliens.
They're not carrying weapons.
Ever.
They clearly have some sort of technology to be able to have gotten there, but they're not carrying any weapons. They're just like running around. Again, what's the point of getting these guys on the farm? Like, what's the objective? I don't know. The only possible solution that was raised as to why they're here is like some random guy on a newscast said they're here to harvest humans, which, okay, let's take that at face value. Sounds and say, yes, they are harvesting humans.
Right.
I think we can figure out a more efficient way to we can figure out a more efficient way to do this.
They can't even get in the houses.
Here's
they've traveled light years. They've traveled light years, and they don't even.
They got some cardboard up. I can't get in.
I'm like, oh shit, this is a door.
Here's the bigger question, Jack. If you're harvesting humans body composition is 70% water. What are they harvesting? They can't, what are we doing? Like, this is all stuff in the movie, just presented as like a paintbrush over it.
On a planet that's 85% water, with humans that are 70% water.
That can pretty well fight us back,
Literally
and also
the worst
they're also
aliens
made of water.
Ever.
Yeah.
Just
it seems like the only thing they can do is that they're strong and that they have poison gas that comes out of their
Not
waist.
that
Where's
strong.
All the weapons?
Can't get through the.
Where's all the technology?
Yeah, right.
Can't get through the slat dooring. Yeah. Anyway, so with regards to the ending,
okay,
the swing away bit is just so eye rolly to me, where he's like swing away. I forget Joaquin Phoenix's name in it. John, we'll call him. No, I don't know what it is. Obviously, they put that scene in the movie where the Mel Gibson's wife crashes and she tells him to say swing away. And he's like, I don't know what that means. And then at the end, it's supposed to be like this big reveal that he's saying swing away because his wife told him. But it's like, that's clearly just, you thought it up. What?
Meryl.
Meryl is his name.
Yeah.
Okay. So they clearly just... how do we get this water all over? I know. We'll have Meryl swing some baseball bats and hit all the glasses. Okay, well, how do we get him to figure that part out?
Well,
and he's like, all right, well, we'll send the wife in a little flashback to make it all sound like some religious sort of wrap-up thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's bad writing.
it's bad writing, but it's also, I don't know at what point this movie became, or if it already was, but it's like a Christian movie a little bit.
Very much so.
If you look it up on Google or anything, it's called a faith thriller. Faith thriller.
I have that coming up next, and that there is a demon theory that these aliens are not, in fact, aliens, but are demons. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't feel very good about it because there's clearly implied spaceships.
Yes.
Because they see the lights. There's like a thing where the bird runs into it because the spaceship is cloaked. I don't like it, but that theory's out there.
Okay. Well, it's tough to speak on this part of it. I'll say the whole faith thriller thing kind of irks me a little bit because it feels not necessarily consistent throughout the movie.
Right.
Where at the start of it, it feels like he's grown from distancing himself from it. And then it ends up being the whole point of the movie.
Right.
Which I don't feel is consistent. Yeah.
I agree. And I feel like you can have sort of an emotional resolution to your loss of faith by reconnecting with it without having that be like a major plot point in how you were able to defeat the aliens. Like, we don't need that to be the reason the aliens were defeated. You can still have that emotional resolution just by getting through the ordeal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be part of the plot. It can just be part of the character development.
Exactly.
Anyway, and I'll go one step further. This is my last note that I sort of have written down of things to fix, is that I don't think this movie needs a twist ending. Like, it's good. We don't need to have this big revelation. We can figure out a different way to get the aliens out of there and just have it be a suspense thriller. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need the everything needs to tie in together.
Everything should have been consolidated a little bit more in this movie. I think that's the number one thing. It should have just been people on a farm, aliens attacking.
I 100% agree. That's one of my first fixes with the whole worldwide invasion thing. We don't need it to be a worldwide thing. You know, we just have it be these people on these farms. If it's an exploratory invasion scouting mission, just have them terrorizing these people on the farm. Boom.
Well, I like the worldwide thing because some of the better parts of the movie are them finding out that it's happening elsewhere.
That's true, I guess.
But, including the famous, they're in Mexico or whatever it is, and he walks.
Oh, that terrifying jump scare shot?
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty good.
It's really good. Iconic. Like, I remember, iconic. I maybe not iconic, but I remember that, from that, like, that was the part of the movie.
Yeah.
It should be scarier. A little bit.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It's a little outdated. The other thing is, like, the other thing about the big invasion thing that just doesn't hold up well for me is, like, why don't they? Why are you still getting news feeds from around the world? Like, if I were an alien, it's just a bad job by the aliens. If I were an alien race coming in to take over, or at least doing scouting mission, take out the communications.
Yeah.
If they find out we're allergic to water, this is going to go bad quick. So we better take out the news feeds.
100%. There should have been like some of that, like it's happening everywhere, and then all of communication should be cut off. All of the power goes out around the world.
That would be good.
And then they're really like stuck there, and they have nothing,
Yeah.
and then they're just stuck in the house and don't know what to do.
That would be really good. I like it. So how do we fix this, Jack?
Okay.
Let's take it step by step. Let's do the doors first. Just cut it out entirely. I don't know.
What do you mean? That they can't open doors? Cut that out?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Just like, it's better to not be in there than to even
Don't even tell us that they
it.
can't open doors. They just do a really good job of like closing up their house and like refurbishing it. Then they're fine. Yeah. They don't need to not open doors.
We don't need the trapped alien
don't
in
tell
M.
us
Night
that.
Shyamalan's house. Don't tell us that.
We
because
don't want to know
already
that
we're
they
like,
can't
what do you
open
mean
doors.
they can't open doors?
Yeah, exactly.
My
Just
toddler
like,
could open a door.
They're just really good at closing up their house and shutting that shit down.
I like it. Just avoid it altogether. Or maybe, maybe they're staying outside for like some coordinated attack thing. Like maybe they're like, we don't know why they're not coming in yet or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And then like when they actually start coming in, it's like an actual struggle to keep them outside. The doors thing doesn't work.
No.
So I think we just fixed that.
What if they better had retrofitted their house for like tornadoes? And so that they were like ready to like close it down whenever a tornado happens or something like that.
Like they already have a plan to really lock up their house.
So
and
like
make
let's do the tornado thing. And
that's a much better thing. See, we're fixing it already. 10 minutes in a writing room and we already got this thing done.
I went to college for it, so I hope I should be.
All right. Don't break yourself patting your hand on the back. Whatever I just said.
I'm sorry.
I'm just joking. We should have we should have an open line. Hey, Josh and Jack, we need this movie fixed. It's coming out in October. Don't worry, we got you.
We're changing this to the fix list.
Yeah. Just have them, be prepared for tornadoes. That's going to be our answer for everything.
Right.
So the worldwide invasion thing, I think you kind of already nailed this. I like it much better is if they get little bits and pieces of information and then all of a sudden all communication goes out.
Yeah.
That's
there shouldn't be any sort of like we're just sitting around watching TV for that long when there's
it's too much.
Around. Yeah.
It's too much. The water thing, Jack.
Yeah.
How do we fix this?
The water thing, the swing away, the water thing. So okay. So the wife has some heavenly premonition as she's dying to say these things, which is like signs, right? It's like you have to pay attention to signs,
I guess. I still don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't even see how it relates to God even. Like, I don't get it. don't.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they came up with the ending. Oh, this guy needs to hit water glasses with a baseball bat. And how do we get to that point?
No,
let's have the wife say
there's no way that the water glasses with the baseball bat seems like it was written at the very end. Like, there's no way that he was like, I'm going to have these aliens get killed because somebody's hitting water with a bat.
Okay, fine. But my point is, I don't think you write the first scene swing away without knowing that that's what your ending is.
Right.
I think you know that the bat swinging is your ending, and you got to find a way to make that make sense earlier in the movie. But I just think it's lazy.
Here's how we fix it. Just cut out the wife dying and the premonitions and any of that.
Yeah.
Our movie, our version of Signs is like a scary movie where people are trapped in a house and there's aliens, right?
And honestly, that's the best part of Signs.
There's no like what would be the twist ending if we could do it? There's got to be a twist ending.
Okay, well, the twist ending is that the aliens are good, actually.
Oh.
They come in peace, and this, podunk family from nowhere that's probably, I don't know. I don't want to insult anybody. Never mind. This podunk family from nowhere just started attacking peaceful missionaries, and they just decided to defend themselves. They're just trying to get in the house. They're trying to explain their side of the universe. And these people are like,
like that.
Yeah, but I got a baseball bat and a glass of water.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
That's a crazy ending.
The humans are the bad guys.
Maybe it's unfixable.
It might be unfixable. I don't know how we do it because the suspense is so good. The premise is so good, and the execution of the world, which many of it is not needed, is so bad. I just don't understand how you do all this and make the aliens so dumb. Like, I would rather know nothing about the aliens than knowing things about the aliens that is stupid.
Yeah, they just make the aliens seem like really, really bad aliens. Like, how did they show up here?
Like, how did those dumbasses get here if they can't open the fucking door?
Right.
And if they don't know to wear a jacket when it's raining outside.
What if they're trying to get into the house because there's so much water around and they want the water?
It's not bad. And then they get in there and there's just a bunch of glasses everywhere. And then all of a sudden it's like,
no, and then they're like, and then they're like, oh, we got to kill these aliens. And they're like, she shouldn't have. Oh, and then they end up being good. No, I hate this. I hate it.
It might not be fixable.
It might not be fixable. We got to like really go back to the drawing board. I think there's a fine thing with like there being some premonition of like swing away and the water. I guess I don't hate it.
I do.
I do too. I take back what I said. I can't fix it.
I just think the fundamental ending of the movie puts everything in a sour light. Like, I think if the aliens just left because the invasion was over, or maybe it's like some outside force that brings them over and the family had nothing to do with it. All they got to do is hold the line and not die. And then all of a sudden the aliens are gone and they don't know why or whatever, or there's some explanation later. It just doesn't make sense. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Maybe we find out later that it was like a 12-hour operation and they lasted through the 12 hours and then the aliens just got out of Dodge.
I like that.
I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know, you know?
I actually do. I think that's something that could be explored. Because, okay, the movie's about faith. It's about, like, looking for signs in the world that tell you that something is more important.
Right.
But the fact that the faith is that his wife said two really vague things or I guess one vague thing, and that his daughter had some affliction with water. I don't know. It's just not, those aren't signs, or like those aren't
signs. Those are just lazy plot points. Like, if I'm a father and my kid's leaving water glasses all over the place, I'd be like, clean it up.
I'm like, stop doing that.
Put it in the sink.
Don't do
and if
that.
she's not going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly Mr. Clean, but like, if there's water glasses all over the place, I'm putting them in the sink. So swing away is not going to work. Also, like, just beat him with a regular baseball bat. You know, that would probably be fine too. I don't know. The whole thing, it just doesn't make sense. I don't like it. I'm sorry, Aunt Dee Dee. It can't be fixed. We tried our best. The things that are good about Signs are really good.
Yeah.
But the things that are bad about Signs are really bad. It's very
Joaquin
suspenseful.
Phoenix is really good. Mel Gibson, it might be his last normal, outing
Great
as a
performance,
human being. But doesn't really make any sense when it comes to
Bad job by the peripheral writing.
Also,
M.
Night, get yourself out of there and don't spoil the ending and make it super obvious.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make any sense. He literally is like, oh, I've locked one inside. They can't figure out doors. And also, I don't think that they like water. He literally just says that in his one scene. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Thanks for showing up, dude. Spoiling your ending. It still doesn't make sense. Why do you know about it? And
also, if the neighbor tells him, why is it important for the swing away scene? It's like, we got water all over the house. They just told us he didn't like water. Let me just throw it on you.
Yeah, I got a hose.
Yeah.
Just spray him down. Let's try that one.
A bucket full of water in the back.
Why even put all the hammers and why put all the like things over the windows and all this shit?
Turn on the sprinklers.
Just bring on. Yeah, exactly. It's a farm. There's plenty. There's certainly some sort of aqueduct or
irrigation system.
Irrigation system. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they're like hanging out in the cornfield, and it's like there's got to be dew on those leaves. Stings. Rough. Get some rashes.
Corn is probably like 30% water, and also
right. Anyway, we tried. We did our best.
Yeah.
We got through most of it.
I'm actually
maybe on our
surprised
next,
that we couldn't land on anything better than what we did.
for the ending.
I thought we were going to be able to figure out something, and I just blanked. I'm just like, I don't know. Pretty bad.
Well,
oh no, actually, I texted you when I
was
was done with the movie. I just rewatched it. I texted you, and I was like, I don't think this is fixable. It just goes too deep. Morgan, the 10-year-old knows way too much. He's just given way too much up.
And the whole thing is that all these signs that are kind of throughout that are telling the characters information that later just seems forced. So I think that the forced structure of the movie, when it should have been just like a cool alien sci-fi thriller, the forced structure of the movie to tie into the religious revelations just makes it more difficult, I mean, is there something like, can we make the aliens resistant to something other than water that makes more sense? That was the other thing I was thinking of.
I have a note down here. I have a note down in my scribblings that says, and I can't remember what it's necessarily about, but it says, and then Morgan is wrong. What the fuck? Nobody thought you were right in the first place. No, yeah, there is a moment where he's like, oh, I wasn't right about the aliens. It's just like, yeah, dude, you're 10.
Yeah. You weren't our primary source on this. It's okay.
Yeah, right. But he was for that whole family.
I like the scene where they're all wearing the tinfoil hats. That was funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Moving on. Maybe we'll come back to this someday and have an updated ending.
Absolutely not. We're never talking about this one.
All right, let's take a break and then we'll hit. Oh,
hold on. One more thing.
Yeah.
Alex made a point. If the cop never told the kid about the walkie-talkie thing, there would be no movie.
I don't remember that.
She comes in and she's like, oh, you can use baby monitors as walkie-talkies or something. And then he starts using a baby monitor as a walkie-talkie for some reason. I don't know. And then he starts to hear the aliens. But if that never happens, nothing would happen.
They're all just dead.
They're all just dead.
It's another sign, Jack. Also, I don't know if I love the title.
That's a good title.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll tackle another movie that probably can't be fixed, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. All right, we're back. So now we're on to Benjamin Button. Let's start with the good. Looks great. Gotta be honest.
Yep. Beautiful.
Looks really good.
Yep.
Yeah. Really cool how they did the aging, de-aging thing.
Yeah.
Very technically impressive.
Mm. It's towing the line at this point of a little outdated, but we're still going to
sure. At the time, though, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty unique story. I think it's a short story or...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Based off a short story.
All right. Things to fix. I got a pretty big list here. Do you want me to take this one?
That was the only nice things you had to say about the movie.
Yeah,
it looks
that's
good.
about it. Yeah,
oh man,
good.
It's a really good story. It's really interesting.
Go ahead, yeah. It's so bad you can't even think of things you like after my short list.
It's not that bad. This past time rewatching it, I was like, damn, they really did kind of lose the plot here, halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
But also they go it's like a romance film.
I guess.
It's like a long romance film. It's unfortunately like Forrest Gump. If halfway through
it was uninteresting,
Forrest Gump, he stopped doing cool things.
Yeah.
But
it's like Forrest Gump, but not fun.
Well, the first half, I honestly was like, I turned to Alex and I was like, I'm loving this movie. I don't know how many things I have to fix. And then when he gets to the middle stage of his life and the Cate Blanchett stuff starts to happen, that's all that they focus on, and then it becomes a movie about that, which
Yeah.
loses the plot literally of like the first part of the movie in which he's just like out there doing his life and all of the crazy things that happens,
Right.
which is pretty good, you know.
All right. Well, here's what I got. It's long and boring. There,
Yeah.
I said it. It's really long, and I guess the first half's a little okay, interesting. I guess doesn't really. It's fine, and then in the second half, I mean, I should say, like we pointed out, it got nominated for a lot of Oscars. A lot of people love this movie, so I don't want that's fine that you have that opinion. I just don't share it.
Yeah, I was a little bummed this past rewatching. I felt a little defeated.
So I have a lot of sub notes from It's Long and Boring, but I'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
My second big note, I mentioned this before. I really don't like the sequence when we're spoiling things here, when Cate Blanchett gets hit by the car, and it's like all the little butterfly effect of if these things went differently, and they show you all these things, then she wouldn't have gotten hit by the car. That just sequence feels like it's in a different movie. It feels like David Fincher really wanted to put his stamp on something in an otherwise sort of non-stampable movie, and it feels like something out of Amelie, but like Amelie does it throughout the whole movie, so it makes sense.
I was like literally like David Fincher watched Amelie and was like,
and then it's like, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
I just don't like it. They just cut it out of the whole movie. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's out of the movie, but it feels more like they should have done it more in the movie, because it makes sense, because the whole movie's about timing. It's all about time. You know what I mean?
Get it.
So like I could see it working in the movie. They just didn't do it elsewhere in the movie. And it's like, why did that happen there? And also you could say that about literally any plot point ever happening in anything. You know what I mean?
Right. Everything has a butterfly effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I also don't like how Brad Pitt's character narrates it. It's like,
yeah.
How the hell do you know all that? Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Like, why does he start narrating it right there?
Here's my next note. We spend a lot of time with young Benjamin Button as a young boy trapped in an old man's body, and we have to reconcile with that. We're okay. We don't really spend much time at all as old Benjamin Button in a younger body, which seems like equally interesting. I don't know if that's like a technical thing. I don't know if the movie got too long or whatever, but like that seems like another thing we should wrestle with, is how do you grow old in a young person's body? Just throwing that out there. And then the ending. It's just not good. I just don't like it. Don't like the ending. We said about it with Signs too. I don't understand why he has to leave. And, just causes more trauma for everybody. Kids are pretty resilient. Like if you explain it to this kid when they're young, like, hey, dad's aging backwards. Yeah, it's probably weird, but kids they'll believe anything you tell them in the beginning. And then she just grows up thinking that, and then maybe ask questions later. But better than not having a father.
One of my big things is there is very little of Benjamin Button explaining himself, which maybe is like a thing, but like in the first part of the movie, it's like, yeah, I'm aging backwards, dude. Like that would fix so many situations where he would just explain that. And then they'd be like, oh, that's fucking crazy, and be a little more supportive.
And maybe they probably didn't want to do that so that like, because like if that actually happened, people would be like, what the fuck? And like it would be a national news story and all that stuff. And maybe they just didn't want to deal with that. But there are so many times where he'll show up later and everybody's like, oh, hey, what's up? Good to see you. Why do you look 30 years younger like Brad Pitt now?
Right.
And it's
just
weird.
Like full scenes where people are just confused that he never explains like what's going on. It's just like, just give him a little, just tell him.
So those are my general notes on what I don't like about the movie. Do you have anything other to add? Because I have sub notes for a lot of these.
No. Let's just go with it.
All right. Long and boring. Here's what we got. All the stuff with the daughter and old Cate Blanchett at the hospital, I don't like it.
Just cut it.
Plus, it's just cut it out. We don't need it at all. It's also weirdly juxtaposed against Hurricane Katrina hitting, which seems like we didn't need this sort of a thing.
Well, I mean, I think that's like more of a zeitgeist thing, and probably David Fincher reading the short story and it taking place in New Orleans and the years that it was coming out, and he was like, I'm going to put this in there somewhere or something. I was thinking,
it just seems like we don't need that, cool. Like who wants to relive that?
Yeah, I was thinking it would be cool if like maybe the daughter was narrating, like based off of what she was reading, and then like halfway through the movie, then we like cut to, we find out that she's like the daughter in the hospital, like reading to her. Like we don't need the whole.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
And it's like almost like a, like a twist, not a twist, but like a reveal that, this is who is narrating to us this whole time. And then we get.
Yeah, that's not bad. Another thing I thought about with the daughter, I'm going to jump later in my notes here since you brought it up. I don't know if this technically works for the timeline of the story, but I thought it might be more interesting if the daughter is taking care of Benjamin Button as he's growing older and turning into a baby and dying, rather than Cate Blanchett. Like maybe that's a different emotional thing, like connect with your dad at the end of his life and then take care of him as he's turning into a baby. Just throwing that out there.
He's turning into a baby.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole back half of the movie just could be reworked for me. So that was one thought I had. I also just say we kind of already touched on this. We got to pick up the pace or the tone. I said this is very Gump coded, but Gump is more fun and funny.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily looking for a comedy, but like we got to throw in a different wrinkle of pacing and tone.
Honestly, in like the movie feels like a better version of Forrest Gump for the first half, and then it just like stops being that sort of thing.
Turns into like a melodrama.
The Tilda Swinton love affair goes on way too long.
It does, yeah.
It's good, and I
I kind of like that part.
No, I like that
it does
part.
Go
and
on
the hotel is like really cool, and I like being there. But in comparison to all the other points of his life, it's like, why are we spending so much time on the fact that this is the first woman that he loved or whatever?
Right. Pick up the pace. Here's another one with long and boring, and I just don't think you're going to be on my side on this, and I want to apologize in advance. I don't think Brad Pitt's very good in this movie.
Well, he's CGI for the majority of it.
Yeah. Right. But I'm well documented in thinking that sometimes movie stars just need to be movie stars and less is more and use your magnetism. And Brad Pitt is like the epitome of that example, because when he's crazy Brad Pitt, it doesn't always work. And when he's movie star Brad Pitt, it usually works. This is movie star Brad Pitt using on his charisma, but he's just like kind of boring and kind of like one note. And I just wish there was a little more. Now, that could be from Fincher,
Well, I think
Fincher's hard on his actors. It's well documented.
Yeah, I kind of disagree. I think the character of Benjamin Button is supposed to be very like mellow and complacent and kind of just experiencing things as they happen.
Yeah.
Which I like that idea. I know that's not very interesting, but I like that character. And it feels like he's just kind of like watching people be crazy throughout the whole movie, which I like.
I don't disagree. But like, again, just bringing it back to Forrest Gump, not saying he should do what Tom Hanks is doing in Forrest Gump, but the same could be applied to Tom Hanks, but he's great in that movie. And he's fun, and I like hanging out with him. I just don't really like hanging out with Brad Pitt in this movie very much. Except when he's like a little old man as a 7-year-old. That part's pretty fun.
Yeah.
How old are you? 7, but I look a lot older.
I look a lot older.
That's pretty good.
The movie's great.
So I already said that we spend a lot of time with the young. So I got most of those. So how do we fix this?
I'm going to start with Cate Blanchett. I mean,
okay.
she's great, a great actress, and I like her.
Yes.
Her character is surprisingly annoying.
Yeah.
For how much that he cares for her.
Right.
So there's that, and which like I'm saying, it like takes a big halt in the middle of the movie where he's like, all of a sudden he's just Kate Blanchett. That's the only thing in my life. And even when they're not together, he doesn't do that many interesting things. So I think the trajectory of him doing interesting things throughout the movie as like a young old man, and then falling off and not doing anything besides just wandering. I mean, I know he goes and travels the world in a montage, but just like have it be more specific, like it was in the beginning. I honestly wonder if at one point Fincher was like, this is way too Forrest Gump.
Maybe, yeah.
And had to make it be more of a love story, even though that's what Forrest Gump was also.
But Forrest Gump kept it moving. You know,
right.
We like, to your point, we see him do things later in life. Like, I want to see other things that Benjamin Button got into. Like, maybe he got into sports gambling and had a little bit of an issue, you know?
Exactly.
Or, you know, maybe he decided to design some buildings.
Right. They do
whatever.
a lot
I don't know.
of work at the beginning of the movie and not a lot of work at the back half of the movie.
Yeah, I agree. And it just kind of turns into a...
Yeah, and it gets sad.
I like romance movies, but this one... I didn't even think about it. Kate Blanchett, kind of a tough hang, and I've already said it. Brad Pitt, I don't really think is particularly interesting. No. So I think that's one of the fundamental issues with this movie.
Also, Kate Blanchett is like obsessed with him throughout her whole life, and then as soon literally the scene in which he is finally like going to see her, she has like no interest in him, and is like, "Why are you here?" And then,
he like travels across the world to go see her or something.
Right, and then once he finally like convinces her, then she like throws herself back on her, and he's like, "Yo, you need to back up." It's like, what is this relationship?
What's happening?
Yeah, this man is aging backwards. Can we just like acknowledge that for a second? Which I think was one of your big points before, is that why isn't anybody acknowledging the fact that this man is aging backwards?
Yeah, it's weird.
You think CNN would be involved and just, like make him famous for that?
Yeah. Where's the reporter? That's what we need. And we need Mark Ruffalo as a reporter chasing the tail of Benjamin Button.
They knew and they let it happen.
Oh man,
that's your spotlight for the episode.
There you go. We got it in.
We got it in. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So how are you fixing the movie, Josh?
Well, first of all, I'm cutting out all the scenes with the mom and the daughter in the hospital, or at least reworking them. I actually really like your idea about her narrating. I do like that. I'd like to test drive that. Yeah, the daughter, yes.
Yeah, the daughter should be reading the journal, narrating. We don't know why or who it is. And then we get that reveal like halfway through the movie. And then we get her in the hospital bed. That way it's not just like happening the whole time and we're just like
intersplicing it. It's like, come on, we gotta pick it up. And we start
off with that. I literally, my first note in my notes is rough start.
It's a rough start and a rough finish.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so interesting. Why do we need to start in this hospital bed in modern day times? Just like make the movie.
Just make it.
Also,
we don't need like a little preamble.
Between Forrest Gump, which does this, and Titanic, which does this, you think Fincher would just be like, I'm not going to have somebody narrating this man's life from afar, from olden times. You think he would just be like, I'm just going to, like, it's very un-Fincher, honestly. It's like a bad
I think
call.
the whole movie's unfincher because he makes cool movies, and this is not like a cool movie to me. Like I don't have fun watching it, and I'm disinterested, and I don't. I would say probably the same thing about Mank, as is like his other movie that I don't really like, which are his two like most widely lauded movies at the Oscars. And he's one of my favorite directors, but those two movies are just like
Makes
kind
sense.
of a nothing pill to me. Even though I probably should watch Mank again because everybody really loves it. But
No.
well, everybody really loves this movie
Mank's
too.
lame. It's boring.
It's boring.
Yeah.
So I think we
I like
fixed the
this movie
first
more
scene
than
and
that.
all this daughter stuff. Well, fair enough. I don't really have an opinion. Pick up the pace. That's a big one. I think these characters need more distinct character arcs. And I don't think everybody needs a character arc in everything. We actually just watched, so we're recording this episode's being released a little bit later, but, we're recording this a day or two after, Robert Duvall passed away, and it was Lily's movie night, and she was already picking this anyway in succession, but we watched the third episode of Lonesome Dove last night, and let me tell you, didn't have to fight it, but,
What?
just I'm going to land the plane on this. Just settle down.
No. I'm just saying Lily picked the third episode of Lonesome Dove for a movie.
Well, she's been picking Lonesome Dove on her movie nights.
Yeah,
Past two, you know,
when we were watching it in Hawaii, she was locked in.
she's locked in.
Yeah.
And I was talking about it, the movie with everybody last night, or the episode. And those characters don't really have character arcs for the most part. All the main characters pretty much in the same spot when the story begins and the same spot when the story ends. So I'm not saying, and that's my favorite piece of fiction of all time. So I'm not saying you have to do it, but if you don't have your characters go through significant character arcs, you got to nail everything else. So to me, Benjamin Button he's the same guy in the beginning and the end. Maybe he's a little bit more pensive and depressed because he had to leave his family, which I also don't like. But Kate Blanchett's character, at least in my memory, kind of the same. Like, she's not really changing. The accident obviously changed her a little bit, but I don't really feel like emotionally they're different people or have gone through a big emotional change in the movie. So I would probably insert some sort of different character arc. Like, I don't know, like he leaves his family at the end of the movie and it's a decision that's made really quickly. And then he's just like, see you guys later. I'll just, send you a postcard every now and again. And just goes on living his life, which we also don't see. So,
as like a handsome young man.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to, do something with that. Yeah. Even though the movie's already too long.
Also, the whole movie, I'm like trying to do the math, but like when you're born as an old man, you don't know how old you are as an old man. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, he's like 10 right now, but really he's like 80, or is he like 90, or is he like when was he
like
born?
How much time we got left?
Yeah, exactly. And then like he meets up with Kate Blanchett for like a second in the middle.
Doesn't she like
ages?
Doesn't she have sex with him too when she's married to that other guy? Or am I misremembering?
What do you mean? Like for the first time?
I feel like he leaves, right? And then she gets married pretty quickly to like explain the daughter that she has. Maybe I'm misremembering this. And then he comes back and don't they sleep together? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, but they've already gotten...
I'm just saying, like, extramarital relationships, not good. Let's not play it up like it is.
All right, Josh. The man was aging backwards.
I'm just saying. You made your choice. You left. You don't get to
they all made choices.
Dip your toes back into the water after that.
Well, I think he left.
He did.
No, I mean, like, before, like they were relatively romantic together, and then he bounced because he was like over it or something. Doesn't matter.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. There's a problem with fixing these movies is I don't know them like the back of my hand because I haven't watched them 100 times. Because if it didn't need fixing, I would have watched it 100 times. I've watched every other Fincher movie 100 times, except for Mank and Alien 3.
I don't like that. I don't like this movie as much now.
Yes, we got him.
You're such a jerk.
Is there a better person than Brad Pitt for this movie?
No.
Can I interest you in Johnny Depp?
No.
Okay. Just seems weird like he is.
I really like Brad Pitt in this movie. I'm happy that he goes for it.
Okay.
And
can I interest you in Ethan Hawke?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to talk it out.
Brad Pitt is perfect for this movie. It would be, honestly...
Hard to disagree.
Honestly, I think you would hate it more if it was anybody else. At least we've got Brad Pitt in there just being handsome. That could be. He needs to be like the most handsome person.
I think that's true. Overall, I think the faults of this movie, and I hate to say this because he's my guy, but come from the director's chair. I just don't think he got interesting performances out of both of these actors who are really good. And the movie just has a lot of flaws and is paced weird and is not fun. Like, even Fincher at his most depraved is still pretty fun. Like, I still enjoy watching those movies.
Yeah. I like this movie a lot. I mean, like, I liked the first half a lot.
Yeah.
I really love him going. I love New Orleans as being the center point. We don't get a lot of New Orleans movies, and
just watch Deja Vu. It's way better.
All right, can I interest you
Double
in
Jeopardy.
Denzel Washington in this role instead of Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I'd be interested. Another little angle at that time in the South, be pretty good.
Also, oh wait, hold on. Here's another note that I have on this movie. When the baby is born and everybody's like, this is the most ugly baby ever, it's just like every baby is ugly. You know what I mean? Immediately they're like, this baby is horrible. And it's just like, it could just be like a wrinkly baby. You don't know that it's going to be like, they literally show him and it's just like, it's just like a wrinkly baby. It's just like
not that bad. It's a little wrinkly.
Right.
Also, what if it has a condition? Why are you just totally ripping on this kid?
Super hate this.
Super upset. Yeah.
Everybody hates this baby. No, but that's actually a part that works because Queenie, his mom, is not like that. You know what I mean? And she's great.
Yeah, that's true. That also might explain why they don't want to tell people he's aging in reverse.
I love their relationship. I love her in this movie. I love the scene where he comes back finally. I think the Brad Pitt thing needs to happen because he needs to, like I said, he needs to be like a very attractive, normal looking person for this to work, where he's just like this ugly old man at first. And I think this is another thing about the Brad Pitt performance is it's CGI, and you do get like you said, the majority of the movie is him as an old, tiny little man, and we get a lot of stuff from him. We get a lot of juice from that tiny CGI Brad Pitt version. You know what I mean? It's one of the more convincing parts. And then when he becomes like older Brad, like normal aged Brad Pitt,
he becomes a 2x4 saying lines.
Yeah, then he's just like, oh, hello.
Yeah. That's what I mean. To your point, everything really kind of falls off the end after the first half, because even though I'm not the biggest fan of Brad Pitt in this movie, most of the earlier stuff is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So, did we fix it?
I mean, essentially,
pick up the pace, cut out the daughter stuff, or redo it.
Redo the whole thing.
Yeah. Have some interesting things in the second half of the movie.
I honestly think that's the biggest part, is that he needs to go on and do some crazy stuff in between times of him being like a younger man, old man.
What if Mark Ruffalo, who we know as the reporter, is following him throughout this whole time? Stay with me. And he tracks them down with his young daughter and Cate Blanchett, and he's like harassing the family, and the thing's going to blow up into this thing, and he's like, you know what? that guy's chasing me. I gotta get out of here. So to save you guys from the worldwide
Wait, the young daughter
story.
What are you talking about?
The daughter that grows up, because he leaves. This is another one of those big things. Is he leaves when his daughter's like 6 months old or like a year old, because he's like, she'll never understand, so I have to leave now. And it's like, well, A, that's stupid.
Yeah,
B,
it's stupid because
you
literally
have time
everybody else
before your daughter's
in your life understood.
Yeah, everybody
Just
else is
explain
fine.
it.
Kids,
Also, explain.
Just explain it.
Just explain it once. Just literally say it once. He never is just like, once. Oh yeah, I'm aging backwards.
Right. I was just trying to get Mark Ruffalo into the movie in the back half. That's all.
Yeah, I like it. So, Mark
Ruffalo,
right. Reporter.
He's the reason why he has to leave. I know. It might not be fixable.
It's fixable.
We might be 0 for 2.
No. This movie is right there.
It's just, I guess it's all over the place.
I literally think, honestly, my biggest theory now after talking this out is that Fincher was like, this is way too much Forrest Gump. I need to do something else. But nothing else happens. And then he makes it a love story. I get that. But come on.
I say no, thank you. All right, we're going to take another break, and then we're going to go on to a movie that neither Jack nor I like.
This...
I think the first one I liked a little bit more than Jack. Second one, Jack liked a little bit more than me. Third one, we both hate.
Oh, God. We're going to be 0 for 3 for sure.
Fix the Movies ? Is going to be the title of this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back in a second.
All right.
All right, we're back. House of Dynamite, Jack.
House of Dynamite.
This is a tough one. Let's start with the good. Really cool premise. Got to be honest. When I heard what this was about, I was like, okay, I'm in. Sounds good. I love process movies, and this is like a cool process movie, I guess. Trying to be. Mm-hmm. Next note I have, first section is great.
Wait, hold on. Premise like log line, or premise like once you see the movie, you know the premise?
Whatever. Log line. Yeah.
Okay.
We should say that this is the newest movie on our list. Came out last year, and we're going to be spoiling it. So
yes,
fair warning.
Don't worry, there's
Logline,
not much to spoil. Nothing happens in this movie.
Right. The United States is under attack from a missile, and we got to fix it.
Incoming. Not necessarily that it's in 3 parts and whatever.
Right. No. Yeah. Just the logline premise is good.
Got it.
The first section is great. First half hour or so, I was locked in. Very, very good.
Totally. I'd even say the second. I mean, not great, but I was still pretty locked in the second section.
Yeah, I would agree. That's when my alarm bells started perking up, though, and I'll get to it. Mm-hmm. Some of the people in this movie I really like. Yes. Rebecca Ferguson's in this movie. Sorry to my wife. Tracy Letts is in this movie. Jared Harris is in this movie. Mm-hmm. Idris Elba is in this movie. You know, they've got some people in here that I really like seeing in movies. That's it. Those are the only 3 notes that I have.
Yeah, it's like totally riveting for, the pace is extremely good for, I would say, the first 2/3. I mean, they do let's talk it out. I mean, they do the switch up.
Yeah.
The second part, I'm like, okay, did we need this? But okay, we are getting a different side of things here. And then the third part is
let me back up, because I want people, if they haven't seen it, to know what we're talking about. The story is told in 3 sections, and you're basically being told the same story in real time from 3 different points of view. So the first section is in sort of like I'm assuming it's the White House sort of like war room. Well, not the war room, but like I don't know what they call it. But basically, the trouble fixing area with a whole bunch of computers, and they're looking at all things all over the world. The second section is from, don't really remember, some sort of thing like that. The task force has been alerted to a situation, and they're trying their best to fix it from their angle. Second section we get is mainly from the military's aspect of this, and everybody's on a conference call, so you're seeing bits and pieces from every section, and you're seeing some things over again, but each section is from a different point of view on that conference call. And the second section is from the military angle. And then the third section is predominantly from the presidential angle. Am I remembering that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's told that's the structure of the movie.
Yeah. And when I don't know, when I was watching it for the first time, I was like, do we need a second perspective on this thing that we saw? Like, you see a lot of stuff over again.
Yes. That's, I think, that's my first note.
From the first part to the second part, you're experiencing a lot of it again because you're on video conference calls with these people and then you're seeing them. But they do a pretty good job of that. Like, you do learn.
I would say things. I agree. I said my alarm bells went off because my first note is the revelations that happen with each successive section of the movie are kind of a letdown. Like, this is a structure of a movie that I typically like. Weapons did it earlier in the year, although not quite as tight because it wasn't. Part of this movie is that this is happening over 30 minutes, and so you're getting the 30 minutes from these people's angles, then the 30 minutes from another people's angles, But those sort of structures typically work, but I don't really feel like I'm getting a lot of new information from each section, which is kind of what you touched on. So I like the second section, but we're not getting a lot of new stuff. Letts. Mainly because of Tracy Letts, who I always like seeing in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. So, also, by the way, Tracy Letts, the physical media king. Let's just say that. Insane. If you don't know, he's an actor and a playwright and a writer, and he's known on at least in our algorithm, Jack and I, for collecting tons of physical media. He has like 11,000 Blu-rays. My guy.
Yeah, very impressive.
So I always like seeing him in movies, even if I didn't think he was a good actor, which I do. But his section doesn't give us a lot of new information. So that's when I was like, okay, what are we doing here? And then the third section just falls apart. Again, gives us really no new information and is extremely boring and bad.
I'm just thinking about this movie, I'm just like upset.
Yeah. So I have a couple ways to fix that, but I don't remember.
Oh, it's a great score.
I believe you.
Yeah, it's like totally suspenseful, and everything you would want it to be if this movie was working, and then it's just like, it's just not.
So another note for me that doesn't work is that some of these top level people seem to be either emotionally or actually incompetent and sort of impulsive rather than trying to get to the root problem of it. Again, I saw this once. This is what I remember, and we're like relying on like, I don't know, like lower level aides that seem to know everything, whereas the top people don't. Now, some of that's like a chain of command thing, because how are the top level people going to know everything? And they're told several things by other people, but it just seems like this is like a really big deal, and everybody has sort of deer in the headlights kind of a thing. It's like, we got to focus up and get together on this,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which might be really love that kind of the point, though.
Like,
yeah, I do think a lot of this movie is intentional. It just didn't land in the way that we want. Like, I think it's supposed to be a comment on the, like incapability of our government. And I think it's supposed to leave us like hanging. Like, it was very intentional. We haven't even gotten to the end, but I do know that it was intentional to like leave us like that, being like, where do we go from here? Like, what happens if these things truly do happen? I don't know, but doesn't work.
Doesn't work. I have two more notes on things to fix. The Idris Elba performance is bad. I think he was miscast, but you could also just argue he was just bad in the movie. And I really like Idris Elba, but he just was not good.
He wasn't good. I almost bring it back to the directing. I mean, Like, he's a good actor, and
Yeah.
I honestly think I feel like he's played a president before, but like he
Maybe, I don't
seems
remember.
like it. Like, knowing Idris Elba, this feels like a role that he could do, or that like it
Right.
could work, and it's just so bad. So I just
Yeah.
I don't even know what to chalk it up to.
I have a few casting suggestions that I'll get to later.
Ooh, I like it.
And then, as we alluded to, the ending, or even you could call it a non-ending, is just atrocious and really a letdown. And I don't like it at all.
So the
Seems
first
like a
time
cop-out.
I watched this movie, I guess not. A couple days after I watched this movie, I was like, "Oh, I gotta finish House of Dynamite. I never finished it the other night." And then I put it on and like was watching it. I was like, "Oh no, I've seen this." And then it just ends, and I was like, "Oh no, I definitely watched this."
I actually did watch it, and it
the
wasn't
whole
an
thing.
ending.
There was no ending.
Yeah.
It just stops. The movie literally
It just stops. So if you don't know, there's a bomb heading towards Chicago,
and
and a nuke, and it's bad, and it just ends with them sort of realizing they can't fix it, and we don't know what happened. Like, I don't necessarily need to see Chicago getting blown up, but we gotta have some sort of resolution.
Yeah. Well, no, it hits.
Does it?
Yeah. They confirm that it hits. Well, I mean, like, it's like about to hit. There's nothing,
Right.
you know, they're like, it's gonna hit. But they don't show anything. And they just show people going
There's
into
no wrap up.
bunkers. There's no wrap up. It's so bad.
Yeah,
So
it's just a
frustrating.
really, really disappointing way to end it. Do you got any other notes on things that you don't like? Or should we try fixing this?
Let's try. Yeah, I've got Idris Elba's awful. Three Perspectives is cool, but it didn't work. Last Act is absolutely atrocious. Those are my big three.
Okay. Idris Elba. Here's our recast. A couple suggestions. I'm kind of with you, and I think that it's mostly on the director. But I don't know. Maybe he just had made some choices that I did. He kind of seems like a bumbling buffoon, you know?
Yeah,
and that's
he
not
seems
usually
like
what
nervous, and not from like the character's perspective. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
It
he
just
seems nervous.
Just doesn't really work. Can I interest you in Mahershala Ali?
Of course.
Oakland's own. Has sort of that natural gravitas.
I think I ranked him as like my number 2 favorite actor.
Oh, right. Okay, so
in a
that's a yes.
pod. That's a yes.
How about Tilda Swinton?
Mahershala is
interesting.
also in Benjamin Button, as is Tilda Swinton. So there you go.
Right. There we go. How about Regina King? Think she'd be cool
Hell
as a president. Get a little fiery action.
Yeah.
You know? How about Don Cheadle?
Yeah.
So I'm batting 1,000 here.
I
How about
like all of
Michael
them.
Keaton?
No.
No.
That's the first one I disagree with. No.
All right, fine. I didn't know you were going to sneak in a Spotlight reference earlier, so I just thought I'd have one queued up just in case.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's a little too, like, I don't know, angry and weird.
Yeah.
I like
He's a
Tilda.
little weird.
I like Tilda.
I think that would work.
I like Mahershala.
I really like Mahershala.
Yeah. I think that's your best suggestion.
Thank you. All right, we'll go with that. We fixed that part. So with the Revelations thing,
but also the president just needs to not be an idiot. Like, I don't even get what's going on.
Well,
actually,
if that were, that might be art imitating life a little bit.
Well, yeah. Maybe we need to go different. Maybe it needs to not be someone so charismatic. Maybe it needs to go the other. Maybe it does.
Maybe more
Michael
of an
Keaton.
idiot.
Not that he's an idiot, but maybe it does need to be someone who's like, you know, weird and
Fumbling at weird and quirky.
Right.
Who else could we go that's weird and quirky?
I'm going Tom Cruise.
The problem is if that Tom Cruise is in this movie, he's somehow saving Chicago.
Okay.
By climbing on some sort of jet.
No, but if they were like, Tom Cruise, you're not gonna do any of that in this. And he's like, just give me one. They're like, no, you can't do any of it. And he's like, fine.
I think he's out.
I'm just gonna rock. I think he's out in the No, he'd just be in the back of that car, just like.
No, but he wouldn't though. We have too much stuff for Tom Cruise. We know he wouldn't do that.
What?
He's got to save the world.
That's what he's written to do.
I think he's at a level where he's probably making certain choices. It's not like, Tom Cruise is showing up in a lot of character dramas. He's kind of
the movie just ends, and he's like, absolutely.
But who saves the world, and where do I run? I'm
stopping this right now. Tom Cruise being casted in this fixes the movie. Because it wouldn't end so terribly. He would be a weird, better, bumbling buffoon. And he would be like, this movie is bad. You need to... Somebody...
Fix it.
The bomb needs to go off.
There we go. Right. But like in the ocean, because I saved it.
Right. He eats it.
Yeah. He takes one for the team. So the inherent structure of the movie where they're showing us different things in each section... We got to do a better job. So the obvious thing is to have bigger revelations in each section. Something that drives either the characters or the plot forward in a more cohesive and apparent way. Yeah. Because it just doesn't do that.
Specifically the first two, it's very close to being like, I literally just watched this whole thing. Why am I watching it?
Just watched it. Yeah. And each of, like, to your point, each of them are interesting. But we're not learning any new information.
And I guess we should explain, if you haven't seen it, which whatever, but you're on a three-way phone call with the president, the people in the war room, and the people in the first room the whole time. So truly you are hearing all the same conversations again because they're all on the phone with each other.
And you're just getting like small things in the background of people telling those people different things. Tracy Letts is on the phone.
Tracy Letts is like talking about basketball.
Yeah, baseball, but yeah.
Oh yeah, baseball.
He's talking about he's a Mets fan in that, which is funny.
Which is kind of poorly written, also.
Yeah. So we either got to do a better job with that, or another thing I thought of was like, let's not do that. Let's just like start it earlier in the day. Start the movie earlier in the day. Work our way up to it. And like get the whole process spliced throughout and move it along, and just maybe it takes a little bit longer of time rather than just a half hour, because I think they're trying to keep each section a half hour. Like let's just expand it out a little bit and see where it goes, because another thing is like when you're done hanging out with Rebecca Ferguson's group or Tracy Letts' group, is like you really don't see them again except for on the screen in the Zoom call. But if we had those characters throughout, like we just got done sort of emotionally grabbing onto these characters and then they're gone. And now we're supposed to fall in love with new characters and they don't work. So if we're kind of building up this trust throughout the movie, basically I'm saying we should change the structure and just trust that Catherine Bigelow can tell a good thriller, which we know she can.
Yeah. Why not make it 90 minutes of time, and you get the first 30 minutes with certain people, you get the second 30 minutes with another people, and then you get the last 30 minutes with
or even just splice them throughout, like show Tracy Letts getting to the place in the morning, show whatever, like just show it as like a montage, but we're clearly building up tension until the actual threat hits, and now it's like everybody's got to go, everybody's got to fix this, and everybody's got to do their thing. I don't know. I don't necessarily need the structure that it did. If they want to redo it and make it better, I usually like that structure, but this one fumbled, and I don't like it. So like, just get rid of the structure.
Yeah, right.
One of those two things needs to happen.
It is like you are saying, a structure that I like, but extremely boring and doesn't do anything for the actual plot. Other than a couple little like moments, like the whole, you're on the phone with the president and somebody's like, oh, no, 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 no. And then you like figure out later like what is happening with that, which is also uninteresting and doesn't make any sense.
So uninteresting and so quick that I missed it. I didn't even understand what that was happening. So the guy kills himself by jumping off the roof. Yeah. Totally missed that. Didn't notice it the first time I watched it.
What?
Yeah. And then I was talking to someone later. Yeah. Oh. And I was talking to someone later, and they were like, oh, yeah, that's because this guy jumped off the thing and killed himself. That was what the commotion. I was like, oh, okay. I missed that. I don't know how. Maybe I was looking at my phone for a second. I don't remember. But I was just like, what's going on? Like, why did we hear that 3 times and then nothing came of that? Oh. So I like that part a little bit more after I heard that.
Yeah, it's like one of the only parts of the movie I like. I'm like, dope. He jumps off a thing because he knows his daughter is about to die in the bomb hitting Chicago where he lives, which is tragic and gnarly, but
terrible.
That's like how the end.
But at least
that's like the last thing that happens in the movie. It's like that's how they. Is that the point of the movie? I don't.
Tough beat for our guy Jared Harris.
Yeah.
Also in Benjamin Button.
Also in Oceans. Oh, we haven't talked about that at all.
No.
We're gonna do.
Wait, is he in Oceans?
He's in one of them. Huh. Yeah, I think he's in Oceans 12.
You're probably right. I don't remember.
I am. He's in Oceans 12.
Got it.
Oh, but yeah. Also
all right.
in Benjamin Button.
Also in Benjamin
is this
Button.
Whole cast in. Oh wait, no. This is our dream cast. That was. Anyways.
Oh man. So the ending. Let's get into it. How do we fix it?
Okay, like it was very intentional that nothing was ever shown.
But
but I don't know if that's fun. I don't know if we need to see the bomb go off. I guess I don't really even see this movie in a situation in which we see like mass destruction.
Right. I mean, let me just ask a question. Should they have saved Chicago? I know that's like a wrap it up in a bow sort of an ending, but I don't know how much I want to see Chicago getting blown up, but I don't want to see just people being upset at the end of the movie and then it ends.
Mm.
Would it have been better if they saved the day?
No. I don't think they should have saved the day. I like the fact that in my mind the bomb is going off somewhere and I can just use my imagination, I guess. But I think the big point of the movie is that the government has no idea what it's doing and it's just a bunch of people in a room just trying to figure things out. So
we need probably like a post press conference or some sort of wrap up ending or some sort of we need to fix this or whatever.
I think it really goes back to the structure.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that also they kind of I guess they don't lose it in the end with the structure, but the third part is like a little different. You know what I mean? Like the first two parts,
it's a little montagey.
The first two parts are very close, and you're really getting the same things back to back. Then the third part is you're really getting the president's side, but the president isn't on the phone the whole time, so you're getting a couple extra things. So the third part is a little different, and then they go with that, and then you get the whole like them going into the bunkers or whatever, or they show the bunkers. So it does a different thing in the third part, which frustrates me.
Right.
So I think we just need to scrap the
structure.
Scrap the structure.
That fixes the ending.
It does. I don't think we need to see the bomb going off, even though it would be kind of cool, I guess. Not cool.
Yeah, I don't need to see Chicago blow up.
No, I don't need to see all that. But
there has to be some sort of like repercussion that they failed, rather than like
yes. Okay,
a couple
that's
people,
a really
like,
good way to put it.
Put their face in their hands and go to their knees and everything. Like we need more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, we fixed it. Did we fix it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean this movie is fixable.
I was disappointed by it, but there's a lot of good in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of good in the first third.
Part, like we said, is the structure. Yeah, the first third.
Just make it a
main part. Like there's.
Just make it a sorry, what's the term?
Anthology movie.
No. Process. Just make it a process movie. Like straight up. I mean,
absolutely.
it is the whole time, but like make it better and really hammer home the fact that you're like that the government is fucked up. They don't know what they're doing. It's a lot of incompetent people running things.
And another thing too, I just thought of is that Catherine Bigelow, at least in the movies that I'm experienced with her, she's really good at ratcheting up in the tension throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But in this one, there's 3 rises and falls. You know, we ratchet up the tension very quickly in the first section. It's very tense. It works. And then we start over in section 2. And then we kind of go up.
And when we start over, we're like, why do we have to see this again? We were just watching this.
Yeah. We just watched this.
Yeah.
And again, it kind of we talked about it earlier, but you're kind of getting attached to these characters, attached to what's happening, and then we start over. And it's just like, if those don't hit, then they don't hit. Kind of like how you don't always like anthology movies, because if one section of the movie isn't as good, then it's not as good. And that's what we're going to focus on. So I think the overall structure of the movie is what needs to be changed the most.
Mm-hmm. Man. It's so weird making a podcast about 3 movies that you don't like. Such a disappointing ending.
It was a risk.
I'm just like,
we'll probably do it again. We'll have to choose like movies that maybe are just like almost really awesome next time.
How to make this movie bad. I'm joking. I don't want to do that.
Tell it in 3 parts.
Yeah. Right. This is
3 parts and have the main character age backwards and not explain it.
Right. The aliens are allergic to water.
Nobody can open doors in the whole movie. This movie sucks.
We've got Disclosure Day coming out, which is Spielberg's first sci-fi movie in a while.
We're going back to the roots.
I guarantee you, aliens will not be allergic to water in that movie.
I guarantee it. I'm a little bit nervous about Disclosure Day, not for any reason other than, my guy's just getting a little up there in years.
Yeah,
and some of the previews, I don't know if I like what the graphics look like.
Yeah, well, that kind of happens with previews sometimes, I feel like.
It does, yeah.
Like, I feel like it's early.
Polish it up.
They're going to polish it up, and we don't really know the context of some of the things. Like some of them could be like dreamscapes. You know what I mean?
They do look like that, yeah.
But they're throwing it in there because it's something interesting visually to see in the trailer. I'm honestly more worried about that it's just going to be like boring or something. And Spielberg's last couple movies were that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them.
Yeah.
We're boring.
We got it. We're going to be good. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Right. I'm not worried.
Well, I don't know how much we fixed these movies, Jack, but we gave it the old college try.
We tried. And, it's complicated.
Good movie. Nancy Myers.
Yeah, never seen it. Sorry.
It's a good one. All right. Well, should we tease what we're doing next week? Or save it?
Which are we doing next week?
Well, we're thinking about... I got to check the actual calendar on which one's coming out first, but we got Oceans coming up. We're going to do the Oceans trilogy. And we are going to do we're going to record pretty quickly our Oscars prediction episode, just so that we have that ready before the Oscars ceremony. So
it's amazing
I don't know which one will come out.
Better all 3 of the Oceans movies are than any of these movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that weird? But I mean, like,
well,
no, it's not weird because this is a little spoiler into our next episode, but Soderbergh made an elite trilogy of just like the simplest things.
Yeah.
And then there are 3 movies made by 3 very well-known directors.
Accomplished
directors. And they're all just so bad. So much worse than this little trilogy of like the same actors doing essentially the same things 3 movies in a row.
It's because they're cool and they're fun to watch, which I wouldn't say about these other movies.
No.
Signs is pretty fun to watch until you get to the end.
Benjamin Button's pretty good. It's not. It's not. I wish I could say that with more confidence these days.
Would you rank, if we redid Fincher, which maybe we should do someday because that was one of our first episodes, where you put it in your top 5, would it make your top 5 today?
Top 5 out of like what, 8? Or
it's in the double digits.
Oh, really?
I mean, we got Social Network, Dragon Tattoo, 7, Fight Club.
Mm-hmm. No.
Those are just off the top of my head. There's other ones. Gone Girl. The Game.
Okay. Well, it's a feat of
Panic Room.
Filmmaking, you know. It looks really good.
It does. Yeah, it does.
It's like an epic movie.
Honestly, like, I'm surprised that Fincher decided to do that. Like, was he searching for an Oscar after he got shut out for Social Network and just chose the Oscar-y type movie? Because it just, it doesn't seem like he did his thing, but it doesn't seem like a movie that he would be interested in. It just doesn't seem very interesting to me. I don't know why he got interested in it.
It seems interesting to me. It's like somebody wants to do their, like, epic tale about a person.
Yeah.
He was like... He looked at Zemeckis and he was like, I got you, bro.
Yeah. Well, but he didn't.
He didn't.
So, anyway, just stick to creepy thrillers.
Yeah.
And damaged people.
Yeah.
I guess Benjamin Button's pretty damaged. All right, we got to wrap this up.
Okay.
Jack, thanks so much.
Thank you, Josh.
We'll see you soon in the next one.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.